Okay, let's try this again. Alright, this is the Minecraft Windows 10 version that I started playing. I bought a new computer a while back, and it had this free version on it. I normally had been just playing the straight up PC version, but my son got me hooked on this game, and he plays it on Xbox, and he said we can link up and play a realm together, and we did that for a while till he kind of lost interest. He's more of an explorer and I'm more of a builder, so we were kind of each doing our own thing. And I just, when it came time to renew the realm, I told him there's no need to. I'll just start building on my own, and he plays his Xbox like in single player. So this is my supply room, and to give you an idea of where I'm located, I'll run outside and kind of show you where I'm at. Now, one thing you'll see as I get further into this video is I love my tunnels. It's a great way to get around without having to worry about mobs getting you. Now, I do use a few cheats in this game. I use the cheat where you can make it daytime anytime you want to, clear the weather. Also, I have mob griefing turned off so that the stuff that I build, I don't have to worry about a creeper coming over and blowing up what I've built. As you see, where I've built my thing up on top of that hill there, I came from that direction over there, probably about 1,000 blocks away. I like to be near a desert, and found this desert and saw that hill over there. I said, well, that's kind of a cool place to be. Get up there and get it all lit up. You don't have to worry about mobs as bad. So that's what I did. Again, I like to be near a desert. And there was the desert there. Got an ocean over there. And then right over there, where you see those trees right over in that area, is a jungle. And there was a jungle temple right there, which I have gone through, and I will eventually take that thing down just to harvest all the stone, and mossy stone and so on. So anyway, right over in that area, you see where my overworld Pikmin gold farm is, and where you see this little gated area is I was just wandering around and there was a opening there, a cave, and I went down and there was a double zombie spawner. I mean, two zombie spawners within 10 blocks of themselves. I turned one into a XP farm and just turned the other one off by putting torches on it. I didn't destroy it just in case something came up and I wanted to make something out of the second one. So it's just sitting there. Little circular staircase to get up to the top of this hill where my storage building is. I don't make a house because I don't really need one. But this is my supply room. I have made this supply room probably 8 or 9 times. Now, normally I use birch wood here. but I used the acacia wood this time because that gray just worked better with the chisel stone and the slabs. I just think the colors worked better together. And as you see, I've got everything organized and labeled. So anyway, that's my supply room. And then over here, I have my enchantment room. And I have a bed back there, which I use to set my respawn point. And down here, I built my enchantment, or not enchantment room, but my brewing stands and all, with my netherwort. And I have mushrooms growing, things that I might need. Of course, got a nice view. Moon's coming up. Okay, so one of the first things I do is I start a garden. This is my garden. And I have just about everything that you would need. I've got wheat, got pumpkins, watermelon, sugar cane so that I could make paper to make books. I got potatoes, carrots, beetroots, more pumpkins. I use pumpkins or jack-o'-lanterns to light up everything. And this is my tree farm. The only thing I don't have in here at the moment is dark oak. And I think I found some way over yonder. I just didn't harvest any. So I will eventually get some. Move this, probably take one row of this out, put everything over, and put a row of dark oak down here on this end. So, now this fenced in area that I've got up here, as you can see, I put cactus all the way around. So all the way down, around, and back up the other side. Now normally, when I first started playing the game, I would just put fences, and that would keep anything from getting in here. But the problem with that, if you weren't paying attention and you backed up, a creeper could get right up on you and blow up, or a skeleton could stand over there and be shooting you with arrows. But this being 3 high, nothing can see you. And it also keeps out spiders, unless they crawl up across up there and then jump down. But I've not had that happen. And I've kept most of this stuff lit up to where no mobs spawn. You would think there's enough light in here to keep that from happening. But I came in here a day or two ago, and there was a skeleton walking around in here. So, anyway, I've got my supply room built, I've got my garden growing, I've got my tree farm going up here. The next thing that I usually do is I start a mine. And I always go down to level 10. And this takes a while to get down because being on that hill, I'm on level 93 up on the hill. So it takes a second to get down here. And this is my mine, and this is what I usually do. I do 2 wide, 3 high, and that is 50 blocks long. Same there, 50 blocks long. Skip 2. Same thing, and as you see, put torches or little windows every 5. Put a torch in it. And so this is my mine. I harvest stuff and got supplies down there. Now one thing about that mesa, and I don't know if this is true of other mesas or hills like this, but I found just about every kind of spawner that I would need. And there's a huge cave, as you see. We walked through part of it. Show you again. This cave is huge, and you see where I've been digging out. That was lava, and I collected all the obsidian, or most of the obsidian I needed to build my overworld Pikmin XP farm. But anyway, while I was exploring down here, I found a third zombie spawner. Now, this one, I left it as just a regular zombie spawner. And I can open it up and the zombies will fall. Oh, I hear a mini-me. They'll fall down here, and I just stand here and kill them and collect my XP. So I've got a regular zombie spawner here, and I will use that one to eventually make me a building and fill it in with cured zombies to have a trading place to trade with the villagers. And you might have noticed that I take the time to dress up all my tunnels. I'm going to go to the next one. Alright, so this is the first layer down, and again, in this huge cave, I found a skeleton spawner, and how I do mine is, that's only like the spawner is right up there. You'll do the 9x9 room, do the water to get them to flow over, and they're only dropping about 3 blocks here, so you're actually standing only about 10 or 11 blocks away from the spawner. No, not even that far, probably 9. And I think the closer you are to it, the better it produces, or the better rate of spawning it causes. And as you can see, this is a skeleton spawner, and I am well supplied with bone and arrows, and all the gold armor, and even the iron stuff. I smelt it down. Anyway, that's my. So you see, I've got a skeleton spawner here and a zombie spawner right at the house. Now this was my original way of getting outside. Again, this is, let's go here. Let me show you this. There we go. This is something I've done in some of my other worlds. I like to build these bridges, and I wanted to be able to get out here and fish at night whenever I wanted to. You can see that there's my supply room. That hill is not that large, and I'm using a lot of space up there. But I wanted to get out here and be able to get out and look at the water. And when I started building this thing, I noticed that there was land not too terribly far away. So I went ahead and kept building this thing and building it. until I got over here to this other limb. Now I know I could have gotten in a boat and just rowed over here. But again, this is one of the, I like to build these little bridges. And I do. I do pilings. And as you see, there's sand there to where one under. So I put one wood actually under the water and then 3 up. So every 10 blocks, I would drop sand on each side until the sand was 1 block under the water. And then I would go down and come back up with wood just to make it look pretty. And there's some deep areas out here because sometimes I would have to, a few times I had to drop as many as 50 or 60, 40 or 50 blocks of sand before it would come up to the surface. And the porpoises. I have not tried giving a fish to a porpoise so they could lead me to treasure yet. There's still a bunch of things I haven't done, but I'm just kind of trying to get everything set up. So again, this nice cave right there on the right side I haven't explored there. Anyway, you can see the cave. And you can see a torch up there where I worked my way down to get into that cave. I was walking around in my garden and I kept hearing stuff. So I knew there had to have been something below me. And sure enough, it turned out to be a real nice find. Okay, so let's alright, I'll show you this first. Now, where we're coming up right here was where I originally had my nether portal. Now this is a kelp farm that Skippy6 Gaming designed. Now I changed it up. He had the hoppers working and just filling one of these chests. But I decided to put one or 10 chests here so it wouldn't fill up so fast. Now you see that some of them are not far. Look at the zombie. Brown zombie right there in my farm. So anyway, and as you see, I've got a farm going. I have cows. Of course, I needed that to be able to get leather to make books to do my enchanting room. Got the sheep, the pigs, the chickens, and rabbits. And you saw where I had llamas up on mangling around in my tree farm. Okay. And I can get to just about anywhere I want to get to with my tunnels underground. And again, you see I took the time to dress everything up. Alright, one of the first things that I built, other than my supply room, was what I like to call my killing tower. And this is my killing tower. The bottom, or basement, first floor. Second floor. And the top floor. And what I would do is I would come up here and like the zombies and creepers and spiders and things would recognize that I'm here and come over. And also the Enderman. I could sit up here and say that's an Enderman. I could point at him and get him to come over and lure him in. And if you notice, this is too high so that an Enderman cannot spawn under here. And with the trap doors, they think that's a solid block, so they'll walk over and drop down, and that's a 3 drop. And then all I have to do is come down here and kill them, and they can't see you. So creepers are not going to explode, and Enderman can't see you, so you can sit there and kill them by doing that. And one of the reasons I do this tower right away is that by killing the zombies, you get potatoes when they drop a potato and carrots. And I live on potatoes, so that's one of the first things I want to try to get so that I can have potatoes to eat. Okay, so that's my killing tower. And again, I told you about the double spawner that I found, double zombie spawner. Now I have the regular zombie spawner underneath my supply room over there, and this one, there's water here, so this turns these zombies into drowned spawners so that I can try to get the tridents. And just stand here. The only thing you got to watch out for is the little mini-me's. But the stuff falls down and gets fed through and comes through and goes into here. And I didn't collect anything that time, but the tridents are not that easy to find. So anyway, this is my drowned zombie spawner. The next thing that I've got and again, you see how I take the time to dress up my tunnels? This is my Overworld Pigman XP Gold Farm. Now this is P-Town's design, which I have changed how he had it set up with a timer and all kind of stuff, that it was automatic and would work by hitting a tripwire and kill the pigman and come down and send the stuff into the chest. I use it. The problem with that is that you miss the XP. And if you use a looting 3 sword like I do, you pick up more gold and all. Now, the old design that he had was that you would put water down the side, all 4 sides, and it would flush everything to the center. Well, since they've done the water update, it doesn't work anymore. So what I had to do is I would put against the end down here, let the water come down like 6 blocks or 7 blocks, and let it drop down one, do 7 blocks again, let the water drop down, come down 7 more and drop, and then the last line down here starts from this direction, coming and dropping, and again over here starting and coming and dropping and flushing everything to that center so that it would fall. And you saw a Pikmin fall. So, and again, you see that being out in the desert seems to be the best place for mobs to spawn. So again, I put my cactuses all the way around to, and all this gold stuff I put in the furnace over here to smelt down so I can get the gold from there. Okay, so that is my overworld Pikmin gold farm. Essentially P-Town's design, but I've had to work with it because of the way the new water mechanics work. Now, this will take a second to get here. One of the things that I wanted to find was the stronghold. And by being in my killing tower, I killed some Endermen and got their pearls. And I've already been into the Nether. And I found an abandoned mine going this way. So I had my Nether portal built where I told you I had originally built it, and it's not there anymore. And the reason it's not there anymore is that when I built the overworld Pikmin farm, the zombies were coming through my Nether portal that I used to get in and out of the Nether. And I had run into that one time before on the realm that my son and I were playing on. So by taking that portal down and taking it 1,000 blocks away, it didn't happen anymore. In other words, the Goldman farm was still working, and I didn't have Pikmin spawning in my Nether portal room. So anyway, getting back to where we're going here now is the killing tower. I used it to kill Enderman to get Enderman pearls, and I'd already been into the Nether, and I found a fortress, so I got the blaze rods, and I got so that I could make powder, and I turned the Enderman pearls into Eye of Enderman and used those. I had 4 pearls, and I used those 4 pearls to find the stronghold. Actually, I only needed 3 of them. I still had 1 left over. It's a huge ravine that I will come back and explore one day. So anyway, again, you see, I took the time to dress my tunnel. Doesn't matter how long it is. I'll dress it up. It takes, 30, 45 minutes to do 100 blocks of one of these. And this particular tunnel is close to 1,000 blocks away from my supply room. So almost there, so bear with me. Now, I've got a skeleton spawner, I've got a zombie spawner, I've got a drowned zombie spawner. One of the things I was missing was a spider spawner. Now, again, I did the 9x9 room and tried to do what I've been doing for 2 or 3, 4 years playing Minecraft. Put the water in the 2 corners and it flushes everything down the center. Well, that doesn't work anymore. So what I did is the spawner is in the center. There's one vacant level above the spawner, 2 levels below the spawner, and this thing is 3 wide. And these are the larger spiders, so they need 2 blocks to get through anyway. So all I did was go to the end and do 3 buckets of water so that 3 flows. When the spiders spawn, they fall down into the water, come down here, kill them. You can see they can crawl back up, but eventually they'll drop. Kill them, they go under there, and then get them coming in. And again, I'm using the looting 3, so that works. This has got knockback on it, which knocks them away. So anyway, I have skeleton spawner, zombie spawner, drowned zombie, and spider. And I found the stronghold. And then I went back to my killing tower once I explored this place, and I found the end portal room. I went back to my killing tower and spent a few nights there waiting for Enderman to come out so that I could finish making Eye of Enderman and turned it on. I have not gone through it yet. Okay, so to keep me from wasting a bunch of time running way back down that tunnel, I'll just teleport back over. Okay, so I've shown you the killing tower, that over there, and then the overworld pigment farm. I showed you the kelp farm, my farm there, my tunnel there. Skeleton farm to the outside and to the pier. Alright. Came back when we started. And of course that goes to the killing tower, the drowned zombie, the overworld pigment farm, the spider spawner eventually, and the stronghold. This leads up to go to the kelp farm and the animal farm. Okay. Normally when I'm making tunnels, I make them at 10. The reason I did, and that these at 55, is that that's where I was to do this. So I just did everything at 55 up here, except for when I got to go to the from the drowned zombie spawner onto the stronghold. I dropped down to 33, which is where the stronghold was. This is at 55, which is close to the surface. And then I have let's make it daytime. How's that? Kind of cool, right? Look, brown zombies. So anyway, where I'm heading to now is, I told you where the kelp farm was where I had my original nether portal, but because it was conflicting with the Overworld Pikmin XP Gold Farm, I took it down, and I said, well, I'll just move it 1,000 blocks, because I did that on one of my other single-player worlds, and it seemed to work. So I did the same thing here. I went like 1,000 blocks away. And put my nether portal there. This is a cave that I will probably come back and explore one day. And this is another big ravine that I will probably explore one day. There's so much you can do in this game, which is good. I've got nothing else better to do. And I'm just running down this thing to show you again. I know. He dressed it up. It looks all pretty. And again, at each one of these 100 foot took anywhere from 30 to 45 minutes. So you do 1,000 of them, that's close to 8 hours just to dress these tunnels up. Of course, I would do like 100 foot and then get off and watch some TV or read one of the books I'm reading, and maybe look at Facebook a little while and then come back and do another 100 foot. So it wasn't like I sat here 8 straight hours. I would never be able to do that. And as you see, when I get to a corner, I usually put jack-o'-lanterns, and there are jack-o'-lanterns every 5 blocks. Put jack-o'-lanterns on the corners. Alright, this goes to a village. It's right here, so let's take a short detour. So okay, this is my iron farm, and this is Nim's Toots design. Now he had all kind of redstone switches and stuff at the bottom of his. I just set up some traps underneath, or some hoppers underneath, so that when they die, the stuff falls into the hoppers. Okay, so here is my nether portal. Again, the iron farm. So let's go through. Oh crap. It's still interfering. This is what happens. That means I'm going to have to move this again. Where's my door? It should be right here. Oh, I pissed them off now, didn't I? I'm not going to sit here and kill all these things. Now this is what happened, is that when the original place, as you can see, I have dressed this up too, but the original portal room where I came into here was right here, and I I went through this opening because this was here naturally, and got out and looked around a little bit, and I didn't see another fortress anywhere. And so I said, well, I can go in one direction first, and I'll go a little ways. And I picked this direction first, and you see I'm at level 66. I said, well, let me drop down a little bit, because usually the fortresses are lower. And as you see, I'm trying to make this big room, and I've done this on other servers or other worlds, and by making a big room like this, usually blazes would form in here. The main thing I was looking for was the nether skeletons and the magma cubes, but for some reason they're not forming. Now I did get out and explore this area until I found my blaze farm, and this is what I do. Now I've killed a few nether skeletons in these dark halls here. Now this is my blaze farm, and this about as simplistic as you can get. I drank a potion of fire resistance, take out that post right there, and I just go in there with my looting 3 sword, and within an 8-minute period I usually have at least a stack of 64 of blaze rods. So you see they form pretty good in there. Easy to make, just make a room, lock it off, get you a blaze rod or a fire resistant potion, and you're good to go. This is how I try to find my way back. Of course, you could always use the XYZ, but 2, the red tells me, hey, home. So, wait. Red that way, home is that way. Turn. Keep going that way. Go here. Down. Oh, look. Got some max level anyway. That's the first time that's happened. So maybe it's starting to kick in. Alright, now this is going to be fun. Oh. They all pretty much disappeared. Hey, I'll work with that. See, I dressed up this one also. Oh, wow. Look at all of them. I'm going to die. Get out of here. Yep. That's fine. So, with all my talking about how I fixed the problem, I haven't fixed the problem, have I? So I'm going to have to move that portal room again to try to get it further away so that the zombies, or what I could do is probably, because I don't use the XP gold XP farm that often, is I just turn it off. I think I'll do that. I think I'll go just turn it off. All I got to do is just break each of those big 21 by 21 portals, take one block out to shut it off, put it back in. I can always light it up later if I need it to get more gold or whatnot. That'd be the easiest thing to do. So, and as you see, I have the cheat that if I die, I don't lose my stuff. So, I think that's pretty much it. Let's put this in here. So I showed you all the stuff that I built around here. The killing tower, my different spawners that I've turned into XP farms, my gold farm, which is causing issues again. I think that's it, everyone. I believe that's it. Okay, well, thank you for bearing with me. And as I do more stuff, I might make a second part of this video. Until then, everyone have a lovely day.